Alright, to get started, here we are, week 1 with Survivor Season 3. Got Yuta and Alizen here to discuss the week. And
Hello.
Yuta, you want to kick us off?
Hi everybody. You mean okay? Sorry. You mean kick us off
Yeah, go
like
ahead
kick
and give us
the
go ahead and give us your thoughts on how the week 1 format is. Any thoughts you had going into the beginning of this?
Okay, sure. So that whole idea came just from me just liking those kind of Pokemons, I guess. That was just for fun. I think one of you had the idea of the items being restricted to closing and everything.
Yes, that was me. I was looking at I was thinking about the idea of a beauty pageant, right? Or a
Mm.
fashion related week theme. And funny enough, you had already come up with half of the Pokemon you wanted for that.
I work quick.
You do, you really do. When
Um,
we got the initial list of the items, there were a couple that could be construed as perhaps fashion, quote unquote, that were the iffy like safety goggles or utility umbrella. In my
mm.
mind, those are more for a working environment, but I think just in the sense that there aren't that many items to begin with, it made sense to make an exception for them.
Absolutely. I mean, you can work anything. um, the the idea was like villains and heroes Pokemon. I didn't know that I was gonna do the point thing from the start, from the very first week, but here we are. Um, I guess Delphox came pretty quickly. I don't know, just went to Delphox, I guess. But for the villain Mon, I just hesitated a little between I mean my first idea was Muscarada, but then I figured it'd be way too strong.
That's
And it
probably
ended
a
up
good
going
idea in
to
hindsight.
Mhm.
yeah, it ended up going to Manamar, which a lot of players, not you, um, didn't seem to like very much.
It got an immediate hate, it seemed like, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, most discussions for the villains in both teams were like, no, we're not trying to go for the points for Malamar, but it's the out of the two, only Malamar player ended up having the win on the fight and the bonus point.
Yep, they were the only one and there were two of them.
So I'm not saying that I was right.
okay.
However,
No, just kidding. So yeah, for the matchups of the players, I do know just the French players, so I do have kind of an idea of their levels. But most player here, apart from maybe Sandal, I don't know at all.
Sandal had come in from a different server. I don't remember which one, but I brought them over from a different server going into our last
Yeah,
Powermon season. And they showed out in that season, so I'm excited to
Sure
see
did.
yeah, I
in
know
this
them from
type.
Paramount, and that's it. I don't think I know Omari. I mean, yeah, of course, Omari from last season. I do pretty much know. But then again, Omari didn't win any of the first 3 weeks, but then won all of those fights. So is consistency gonna be a thing this season?
Yeah, and hey, in a season like this, you can have those. We saw it last time or the first season with Ditto. The first few didn't really make much of a splash and kind of
Oh
kept
yeah,
kept their head down and made it all the way in the end.
yeah. And in a French
Indeed.
iteration of the tournament, I've had players like make the first like 10 weeks without any losses, and then first loss they get voted out. So
It can be
Yeah.
unforgiving.
Hey,
Survivor is a
shit.
different beast for sure.
yeah,
Cyber's fun. I'm very excited to see who ends up getting
This first,
losses,
yeah,
lucky or unlucky.
yeah. I think we'll
there
have
were
a lot more to say once we get to know the players.
we have a few characters already sticking out. That's for sure. There's a few names that we've seen that we
Mm,
didn't know
yeah.
before. I can say that much.
Yeah, a few performances really stuck out this week.
Alright, do we want to start on the replays?
Yeah, I think that's a great transition.
Alright, let's get into the replays now. So, we're going to go through some of these first replays fast, and then we're going to highlight some of the others. So, we're going to go over some of the first few replays a little faster, and we're going to highlight a couple of the replays towards the end. So, here we start out with the first match. It was Franky Irony, and I don't recall who Zealot was. A Dohner, okay. It is Dohner.
Okay.
Alright, so here we go with theirs.
Dohner,
That
who almost was up for elimination that week. This
Yeah,
week,
that
sorry.
Meowscarada U-turn lead, it did some damage. I'm surprised not many people led with that more.
Well, the issue
And
with that is so many people would lead with Meowscarada that it becomes a speed tie.
True.
They easily one-shot each other with U-turn being 4 times
Oh, yeah.
effective. I would know from all the time I laddered in OU at the beginning of the gen, it was just Meow versus Meow over and over and over again.
Yeah,
And
it's
anti-lead, Rocky Helmet Corv, and it just never ended.
yeah,
Yeah.
that switch into Clefable there was really nice. He
Mhm.
started this game off really well. I was shocked to see.
Right away, I'm very glad I didn't give the villain bonus to Muscarada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
God.
absolutely.
It was on every team, so that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah, from
every
what the
team
players
honed
were
in on it.
saying, from what the players were saying, it's just everyone wanted Masquerada and or Tinkaton.
Yeah,
really
Tinkaton
good.
also was really big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
so
immediate
It's
thought.
surprising.
Go ahead.
No,
you'll
no,
notice a lot of the
go ahead.
Pokemon are like middling speed tiers, so Masquerada is like one of the fastest things here.
Oh
They
yeah.
got so
Yeah.
many free U-turns and flower tricks off.
I'm
And
not
this
sure
format,
there's anything in the format that just is great against it, apart from Tinkaton.
watching Mega Dancy die just like that
Yeah.
is really sad.
Mega Dancy was either a force. It either took one Mon out or it died immediately. It seemed that most of the matches seemed to be that way with him.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see very many sticky webs.
And so here's the thing I noticed, and we'll get to some of that towards the later matches. I think we'll
Yeah.
see it here. Sticky webs fully depended on whether they had a Malamar or not. That was almost the entire thing that mattered on that.
So there started to be more and more sticky webs as the week progressed.
There were.
That's interesting to me because even with the speed boost, Malamar is still really slow.
He is, but if you could get it right, and if you can get up to the 2 times defense before something that threatens him comes out, you have a chance.
Funnily enough, I think there's a fight coming up with Sticky Web being on the side of the Malamar, so
Yeah.
Malamar being speed boosted. That was kind of fun to see.
It
Here we
is.
can see it with Melodic getting this special attack bonus.
Oh yeah, that's actually something that not many people thought about with that.
Competitive is a really, really fun ability.
Once again, Muscarada just being dominant in the...
Yeah, if you notice, this team has absolutely zero Masquerada switch-ins. Tinkaton lost early.
Yeah, that was the only thing they had. You have to have a switch in for that. Alright, there we got that one. Meowscarada surviving and winning, of course. We got Among Us Blaster and Daredevil up next. Let's see. We only got one Meowscarada. Let's see. And only one
I think that's
Tinkaton.
the only Vivian of the week. Gothitl. I don't remember if the Gothitl has Shadow Tag. We're in U-burst, so it could have Shadow Tag.
Yeah, so here's Diancie getting its kill. And then that happened.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
forgot about
yeah.
that.
I watched that happen. That one was
That's
wild.
That
that's
was pretty
awesome.
cool.
So many Rocky helmets.
Oh yeah, Rocky Helmet I think was the underrated item for this one.
I don't know about underrated. I feel like I see it like a three of them per team.
Oh yeah, yeah. This one I think might have had the most I've seen.
It's not a switch in, my friend.
I saw a
Yeah,
few wasted
no,
boots items. I felt like on a few teams.
no
Wait, is this
switching
just a sweep?
whatsoever.
I think yeah,
Is this
that's a
Yeah,
just...
sweep. That's a sweep. That's that Meowscarada. You had to have it on your team this week.
Oh my
Yep,
goodness.
yeah.
it mattered. All right, up next we got Legonene versus Oya. I don't know how to say his name. I probably
No, that's a good
okay,
pronunciation.
okay. All right, what do we see here? We got Tink and Meow on both.
The classic. One
Yep,
is
the
hero, one
classic.
is villain.
One hero, one villain. Were they hero villain? Let me double check my notes real quick.
Well, there's
I
Oh
see
yeah,
them.
it's
Elamar, so I'd
villain
assume so,
No,
and
right?
no.
Lego.
No?
It's
Both are villains.
no, it's villain versus villain.
Yeah,
That's
both are
crazy.
villains.
So Oya didn't bring the villain one. He brought the hero one, but it is a villain versus villain.
Okay.
Worth noting.
Leah believes in the Delphox, I guess. It is a phenomenal offensive typing, to be honest, but something I've noticed about a bunch of these games is that people bring out Nancy very early.
They did seem to bring her out early in the turns. I
That
think
concerns me.
people were valuing her or expecting her to
Oh,
bring more value early on than she did.
See, that's the thing, is that Nancy is a fast, frail, one-hit kill machine that you're supposed to bring out late game. That
that's
kills?
insane. Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my...
That is absolutely insane. So there really was no answer to Muscarada that week.
You know what? Ignore everything I was saying. No, this none of that matters.
Yeah, the
I mean,
teams that
that's the.
huh?
I was gonna say that's the game of Survivor. As much as we kind of sometimes try to balance out the format, it's a format for a single week. We don't work on it for months or anything. So sometimes there's just some little things that slip out, and you end up with kind of this key to victory. You have to have it on your team elements.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Absolutely. That every
no.
week, and this has been a thing since Survivor season
Oh
one.
yeah,
We
yeah.
every week. That's why these mock matches that you are able to have in between the weeks with your team are so important. Every time we had a mock match, you figured out there was at least one or two mons that you had to keep your eye on, and you either had to bring them or you had to counter them.
Real quick, from
Yeah.
that last game, did we watch Delphox get 3 KOs?
Did he get
Uh,
three that game? Here, let me.
it might have, but since he was a villain, he didn't get the bonus.
Well, I understand that. I'm just thinking. I said clearly he believes in Delphox over
Yeah,
Malamar.
Yes, he did.
3 kills.
Delphox 3 kills right there.
He was
That was
absolutely right.
Yeah. And the only
I.
kills he got were from, you guessed it, Meow.
Mm.
It's one of
I
those
think the
weeks,
next
yeah, you
fight.
had to have Meow.
I think the next fight is when we start seeing Altair trying to counter Muscarada, kind of.
There's no
It's like,
way that works.
cause like
Um,
it's the
yeah, I think
single
this
it's
might
the
be the match
second.
you're thinking of. And I think we're all
Yeah.
gonna I think we're gonna be a little surprised here. Let's go ahead and see. That Tinkaton scaring Meow right out.
Oh, I know what. Oh no, I I think I
Oh,
tried to block that fight
this is the
out of
one
my memory.
Sandal got so screwed over.
Yeah. I'm
Hold
glad
on.
he isn't up for elimination
There
this
were
week, because
like
that would have been
a misplay rough, 3 paralysis, like it was
yeah.
he was going through it.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh
I
no.
think when they were trying to vote, I think someone said, "Let's not vote for Sandal. He got screwed by luck," and everybody agreed.
It
Not a
was
single
so
vote.
bad. It was so bad.
Uh-oh.
Getting a free dragon dance there.
To be fair, he's already
Yeah.
burned, so it's like he's got no boosts anymore. Oh,
And
doesn't matter.
it don't matter. Yeah, no. Omega showed why everybody slept on Altaria.
Yeah, even if he had some more luck here, who do you bring to try and counter Altaria? Because
Apparently, Masquerada outspeeds +2 Altaria, so
You Pheasant Dip
yeah, that was an insane
or
reveal.
I mean,
Pheasant Dippity is about all you got. But most teams didn't bring him.
Yeah, I honestly
okay.
don't see what else you can bring.
Yeah, there wasn't much for that.
Masquerada switches in, kills with Flower Trick no matter what here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right here, there's
that's
nothing.
when I tried. That's when I started hoping that Malamar had rests and was gonna just clutch up the rest of the
Oh,
fight.
super effective Terra Blast. Crazy play. Unfortunately. So
It didn't.
No, yeah. Like he said here, that Malamar did get scary, but with a Stellar Terra and him coming in, it was over.
I don't know if I like the Terra Stellar
I
with
don't.
Scarf.
It's okay. I've come to find out there are niche uses for it, but I'm not a fan of it myself.
I've come
No,
to
neither am
like it
I.
a bit more since I've started playing doubles, because it's a
Y-
little bit better there.
yeah, that's where it's supposed to be better in.
And
Okay.
singles, and
So now we have Killateral versus Blue, and this is going to be our first highlighted match of the week. And this one is highlighted mostly just because it's a pretty close match, so we should have a pretty good one, good fun watch.
I see
It
there's
helps that
spiky webs on one
Yep,
team and not the
yes.
other.
So we have a Malamar on one team, and we have a Spiky Webs on the other team.
I was gonna say it helps that I don't have a great memory because I'm rediscovering most of these fights.
Yep, and here comes
It's
out that
pretty fun.
Spiky Webs turn 1.
Why are you saying spiky webs? It's sticky webs.
And here we
I
are
think they
with
look a little spiky.
Fox. Welcome in.
What's up? I just woke up. I was gonna try to make it on time, but I accidentally overslept.
It's all good.
No worries, no worries.
We're watching the potential Espathra sweep.
I see this. I see this.
Only one comp mine, so probably not. But
I feel like you just attack there, right?
unless he's trying to build up stored power, maybe, or he's scouting for
Yeah,
Sucker
on the
Punch.
dark type. You're gonna
Yeah, I was
build up
gonna
Yeah.
stored
say
power.
he might have been scouting for Sucker Punch.
Oh, true. But still, I feel like you just attack this though, because either they quick knock off and then you can't kill, or
You never know.
you get
Now
sucker.
that
Yeah.
was an
Yeah,
interesting knockoff.
that was
Yeah.
that one I had a question about.
Mm.
Maybe he thought that Delphox was coming in.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or Jettisoned.
It is not Boots Delphox. It's probably Scarf,
Mm-hmm.
if I had to guess.
I
I think Scarf Delphox definitely outspeeds +1 Malamar.
Yeah, it might have been spec. Cause yeah,
That's an interesting swap out
Not a
Yeah.
switch.
into the ghost side.
They're predicting the greedy superpower on the psychic type.
yeah, things got pretty.
Now that mon, I was not sure it was here. I mean, it's in the format, but why would you bring it? Is the question. I don't
Just
see what it's trying
sustainability.
to check.
Like the terrain is nice, but if I'm being honest, it matches up really poorly into Delphox and Masquerada.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think Arboliva is actually a really strong Pokemon under certain circumstances. But
Then again, we have the Rocky helmet.
We do. And yeah, and
It's
look
doing
how
the
big
job.
they were.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was like a specific calc that was made for grassy terrain boosting Masquerada damage.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
But then again, nothing checks Masquerada here, so do you really need it?
You never know.
We've seen a Terra Grass Masquerada 2-shot at Tinkaton, so...
It's true.
Oh, so that's the Malamar getting a speed boost.
We know what
And
this Malamar's item is?
That was his second kill. I don't know that we do.
That's an example
Oh,
of
it's
stick web really.
he might be choice band or scarf.
I would assume Scarf.
He might have been choiced.
Well, now we know Masquerada's faster if it's boots.
Yeah, he is.
Which it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what something I noted down too was those boots on Meowscarada were huge right here. Yeah, no, that was a great match. He got the double, or no, he didn't get the double, right? Because oh wait, no, Killateral
Malamar
did, right?
took a kill, yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah, he got the double.
He got the double points there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the closest match as well.
Yeah, because Malamar took down
bonus points achieved. Yeah, yeah.
The grass.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match.
Yeah, no, that was
Probably the best of
definitely
the
one of the
week.
best matches for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Now here we got Vini versus Wild. You got the Meows, both Tinkatons, yep. And the sticky web possible on one side. Okay, I think I do remember this. This is,
I'm really happy.
where sticky webs finally became useful for the team using it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm really happy that Livani found a place in this format at all, because I love this Pokemon, but it's so useless, usually.
It is technically a faster sticky web user, but it's
Heavy duty boots Livani on a lead Livani.
It is fast enough to survive most of the Pokemon in the format. I mean, it still gets one shot by U-turn by Meow.
Yeah.
Or Delphox Flamethrower, but not everyone leads Delphox.
Yeah, I would have seen a Focus Sash being more useful at least. Not that it would have mattered there.
Yeah.
What if it's a Sword Dance Chlorophyll Sweeper and they have Sunny Day Dugtrio Alola?
You know, I would have loved to see that actually.
Yeah, that would honestly be a heat. Like Sunny Day, Dugtrio Alola, you click Memento, and then you go into Livani, click Sword Dance to win.
Dugtrio was talked about as if it was gonna be a big presence, and then almost no one brought him.
Oh yeah.
Its typing is
Yeah.
horrible. It has no stats. I think
with
Power
so
Tricks, no boosts.
So many grass types, so many fairy types, people were just looking for like a steel type, and Tinkaton is the answer. We're trying to come up with other solutions with Dugtrio, but it's just not. It just didn't work.
Bulldoze.
I think Dugtrio could totally work though, like Iron Head for those fairies, and
I think it's just slower than most of the threats in the format, and just doesn't have a great type.
slower. Isn't it crazy fast?
Oh, let me look it up.
Oh.
I want to see how fast Dugtrio is.
He's pretty quick. Yeah,
It's
he's about
base
the
speed.
He's might be the second fastest in the.
Wait.
I'm just saying anything.
I
Yeah, he's
It
110. He's
Hey, you
110.
you learned
Oh, yeah, okay.
notably
you learned this first rule of a podcast. Just say anything.
just saying.
Say anything. No, like I was thinking of Muscarada when I said most threats.
Notably, Doug Trio Lola is slower than regular Doug Trio for some reason by
Oh
10
wow.
points.
Oh, he's on par with Frostlass. That's who
Oh,
he's
it's
on par
faster than
with.
Delphox. I thought
Yeah.
it was slower than Delphox.
Regular might be
Del-
slower, but Alolan is faster.
Yeah.
All right, now we
Actually,
got
No,
our last.
regular is even
no.
faster.
Oh, huh.
Regular is
Yeah,
120 base speed.
yeah, it's even faster.
Yeah.
All right, so we got
That's
our
insane.
last match, and it's our last highlighted match. Gamertag versus Elou. I don't know how you say
Elou.
it. Elou. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
Okay,
And this
so
one highlighted because it had a massive impact for sure.
I'm seeing
yeah.
I'm seeing Sticky Web and Malamar on the same team, and the other team has 4 pivot Pokemon.
So basically, Gamertag had to win 2 points in order to tie things up. Um,
So he had to
and
bring the Malamar no matter what if he wanted to win for the week.
yeah, he just had to.
And let me see. And to keep in mind too, Elou on the other side, he was a hero. He brought Delphox. All he had to do, if Delphox would have got 2 kills, there's nothing Gamertag could have done.
This is true.
I mean, yeah,
He could have
if he just
won just by
if he
getting the
just
2 kills here.
won,
Yeah.
yeah, if he just won or like did anything to prevent Malamar from from
That too.
sweeping, but yeah,
But
he
here
told
we'll
me he had a
see.
very busy week, so
And this is the combination I wanted to see. Having both of them on the same team with no Malamar on the other side, that's tough.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
yeah, that's a great situation.
Although it's interesting, when there's like the threat of sticky
That
webs
kills.
with limited items,
Mm.
I just imagine that most of your Pokemon would run boots.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing?
Yeah, so strange.
I
Maybe it
assume
wants
it's
to
for the
just
Yancy.
maybe it
I mean,
wants to touch Diancie, yeah.
no, but why use it though?
Well, what else are you gonna click and think? Xer or Leaf Blade?
Yeah.
I
Assume they
think
even last.
I think Leaf Blade actually does the same damage as Steel Wing there due to stab.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
I do think Doug Trio was undervalued here. I know right here is where he's weak, but if you get that sticky webs and they're not bringing boots there, you can at least get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, he did set up rocks, which Tinkaton would have
That
also
too.
Roxley
done
was.
just fine, but
which which is a lot for it. I guess I'm just a Doug Trio hater.
Yeah, setting rocks there felt so greedy that, like, surely you should have just iron headed.
I
Cutting your
think
chip off.
getting Chip on all the Pokemon so that Malamar can get a kill is pretty important, I think.
Oh, true.
I
Although,
definitely Mega. Go ahead.
Yeah.
it's not looking good because it looks like he's gonna win without starting up.
I was
That's
gonna
exactly
say,
what I thought.
Yeah,
I was watching the fight and I was telling myself, did he forget that he has to make 2 kills with Malamar? But honestly, he played it quite well because he ends up with just the 2 months in perfect range to be killed. Like he
You
played it
can't
really well.
spoil it. You can't spoil it. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, he came in here.
It's
He
happening.
had to
I'm not
nerf
spoiling.
himself. This man
Terrastellier?
nerfed himself to make sure he could get the
Oh,
kill.
okay. Sticky Web is
Okay.
down. Do you live a hit from Delphox?
He did.
Yes. Is this a kill?
And that
It is.
kills.
Oh my god.
That's pretty high.
That's really cool.
Hmm.
Crazy. And that's how we got to where we are with a tie score and
The
one
tie
from
in
each
week 1 is
team.
insane.
And one from each
I keep
team
saying
going
it.
in. Elou and Legonene.
Yeah.
Any
What is that
predictions there?
match? hold on. I want to look back at the teams real quick. I want to see the board.
Let's see what they had run.
Well,
All right, so
I want to see
can't really
we
make
just
a
saw Elou play. That we just saw what he brought.
right.
what I'll say is I know Elou is capable of doing much better because I know him. I've known him a long time, and I know he had a busy week. It sounds like I'm apologizing for it for him. I'm not. I don't know
Hey,
Lego that much, but his six is pretty solid here. So apart from the fact that there's four fairy types, but
Notably, we didn't see
yeah,
a lot of the moves that his Pokemon had because it was such a quick match. But
it was a 21
realistically,
turn.
yeah,
he could just bring it back.
Actually, hell, Elou's match was quicker.
so
13
quick.
turn match.
Oh, that is true.
I
There's
think
so
it
much
was
we
just
didn't
a little
see about both of the
slower on
teams.
this side. I mean, there
I
were
think we're
3
in a
Pokemon that we didn't even see a move on from Legonene. So,
yeah. I still
I,
think
I
we're
know
in
I
for
know
quite a show.
Lega. I feel like they have decent chances at winning as well. Lega.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, we somehow saw more moves out of Elou than Legonene.
That's
Mhm.
funny.
All right, any ideas? We got predictions from the board?
Okay. I mean, both teams obviously are going to bring a steel type enemy Oscarada. It's every team, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can just cross that one off the free space bingo.
And now they don't
That's
have to worry about the hero and villain points.
That
Yeah,
is true as well.
I think
well,
it's it's pretty fun here because you play it safe? Do you play like what you've played the whole week, or do you go for something wild and just bring out something that hasn't really shined?
Mm-hmm.
Try
I
and
would have loved
surprise.
to see a prankster Pokemon on this list.
Mm.
Just because the speed tiers are so all over the place.
True.
Yeah.
Chinchino seems like he would have been really strong in this format, but everyone brought Rocky Helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rocky Helmet being a possibility here and one of the usable items. Yeah.
One Pokemon
I
I'm
feel like
surprised I never saw was Frostmoth.
oh yeah.
I don't
that's what
think
I
it
was
ever
gonna
came
say.
out. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought it'd be more. It'd be just more used.
Is anyone surprised the only Mega we did not see at all was Audino?
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Love Audino. Such an inspiring Pokemon.
I'm sad that Gardevoir didn't get to shine because that's my favorite Pokemon. But
Yeah, I'm telling you, Altaria at the end, those last few matches showed Altaria was the one that everyone should have brought if they brought a Mega.
I think
I feel
it
like
was the
Mega
best one. Yeah.
Diancie. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Um,
Diancie had two things. They either got a kill and then died, or they just got deleted.
Science is strong, but just Altaria doesn't really have an answer here.
Hmm.
I don't think
That's
the
true.
format is suited to Diancie because all of the bulky Pokemon are also weak to Masquerada.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there's not a lot
Yeah.
of protection you can do for Diancie.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. And also, Mega Diancie can easily just run um, like Mythical Fire, Diamond Storm, Moonblast. Like that kind of shreds through everything.
It does. Unfortunately,
Fox,
Mega
Yeah.
I think just
Diancie gets
did you
destroyed.
did you end up seeing the match where Mega Diancie got deleted by Gyro Ball?
oh,
No, I didn't.
Okay, yeah,
To
What?
that's
regular
so. Yeah,
Diancie.
you have to see this because that's where part of my what I said comes into play. Uh, we saw that happen, and it was just it was pretty wild
honestly, if we
right
did
here.
something like a turn of the week, this is the turn of the week.
Yeah,
just,
for real. What
just
in the world is that?
deletes him, brings in regular Diancie, does that just to get deleted.
That was
That's
pretty fun.
actually crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty wild. So that's why I think at least in this format, Mega Diancie can has a place, but this format wasn't it.
I mean, it lost
That's
in a 1v1 to Mega Gardevoir
Yeah, Mega
in one of
Diancie
yeah.
was overvalued, I think, in this format.
That's fair.
But all in all, it was a close week.
it was a
I
very
don't I
close
don't
week.
think we get many close weeks, much less ties in week 1.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
no. I
agree.
think it's the first time in the so 3 seasons here, 3 seasons in the French version of the tournament that I don't think I've ever had a tie on week 1.
No, it's pretty incredible, and to pull it off in the way that they pulled it off in that last match,
Yeah,
it was a great way to see it for sure.
Yeah.
it really had tension up until the very last battle. That was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Let's see. We'll have eyes on Gamertag to see how long he goes after clutching it up for his team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, so any final predictions on the elimination match happening hopefully tonight?
I wish I
Well,
could
I'll just
say something to suggest like potential tech, because I think Eldegoss would go insane with eject pack or
I
eject
could
button.
see that. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
The likelihood is everyone's gonna see this after the elimination match anyhow, because considering when we're doing it, I'm gonna have to clip a little bit before I post it. So don't worry about
but
giving away spoilers or any secrets if there's a set
No,
that you want to see.
I just wish
I'm
I could
just
directly tell the players, look, I'm just saying you can stop U-turn with eject
I'm
button.
I'm I'm just gonna say we didn't put these two items in the list. They couldn't.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we didn't put either. So yeah.
Oh, I wish, because Cotton Down seems like such a useful ability.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, for the final battle, I'm just gonna bet on my boy because have known him the longest. But I also wish Lego a very good fight.
All
May the
right.
best player win, honestly.
Fox got
I,
a.
I think Lego, and that's my bet. I'll go against Utah.
All right, we got Fox going Lego. Alison.
I it's a hard one because I'd like to say Elou is a pretty good player too, but watching Malamar get 2 kills quite calculated to the very end, there's more to that player than I've seen so far. So I'm gonna have to bet on them.
All right, you're betting on which one?
Um, it's a great question, actually. I might have gotten confused myself.
I was gonna say I don't think you answered the question there.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't. I really didn't because I keep thinking about that game and I want to see that player go far. Um, who was it against again?
Elou was
So Elou
against
was against
Gamertag.
Gamertag. Yeah.
No, sorry. Who are they against in elimination?
So it's
Legon.
Elou versus Lego.
Lego.
Lego. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna start just saying Lego. Yeah.
I don't believe in Lego.
I don't believe in Lego.
Damn.
All right. So that's 2-1,
Sorry.
and unfortunately, I want to go with Lego because of the flag next to his name, but I gotta go with my
Hmm.
magma, so I'm on Team Elou.
Wow, I'm the only one voting for Lego.
But we're really at that point of the competition where like we don't know anyone, so like it
True.
could really go anywhere,
Yeah.
either way. So
Most
Mm-hmm.
most of this has nothing to do with the player's skill that we're basing this off of at the moment. We still have a
for
lot to
sure.
see for that. So it could go either way. I'm excited to see. We'll go over that in the next weeks before we go over the weekly matches.
Next week's format's going to be very interesting, I think.
Let's go
Mm-hmm.
ahead real quick before we wrap up. We can take a look at that.
But we
What?
can't say too much. We don't want to
No, but
influence
what are you?
them.
Let's
But
talk about what we're excited to see. Anything that we think might be a surprise. Anyone that you might think any undervalued mons or overvalued. What do you think?
hmm.
It's man,
So there's no megas here.
good.
Yeah, no
I
megas
can't
in
wait for
this
someone
one.
to bring Mega Venusaur and then get disqualified.
Oh, that would be
I
that'd be the meme
think
of the
that we've
week.
I think that we've created hell. I'm just gonna say it, because with the abilities granting you some immunities and the terror, it's gonna be a hard time hitting most of the mons in the format. So anything that can heal back up is hell. You just can't
Mm-hmm.
get rid of it.
I I think the fact that some of these abilities, the fact that you're only allowed to use one of each ability is very needed because you would otherwise just run 6 water bubbles or water absorbs, and it'd be
Yeah.
Yeah.
over.
But you've got a second kind of a second water absorb because you've got rain dish, I guess. No, dry skin, not rain dish.
Right. I
Which is
It's
needed
it's
when you've
still
got water
yeah.
bubble. Yeah, it's pretty welcome.
there's so many ground types and grass types and water types.
I'm excited to see Glyzopod, because it's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. I didn't even know that. I wonder if anyone will sweep with a water bubble for Relegator. That's what I'm wondering.
For
Yeah, like Dragon Dance.
yeah.
Mm. I think for the
Like,
heroes, Ludicolo is gonna get the water bubble, but we'll see.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So far, I think everyone's on the side that Ludicolo is gonna have it easy compared to the villains.
I've seen
I
some weird shit.
I think I think giving Ludicolo Victory Dance, Water Bubble, and Surging Strikes is a little bit
Yeah,
Yeah,
overkill.
you didn't realize.
look, I have no idea what I smoked that night.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Let's see how many people are gonna rage off of all those
Every time
immunities.
every time Water Bubble has been allowed in any like Powermon or Survivor format, it's always been the number one thing that people look out for every time, and for good
Yeah,
reason.
it's always been so busted.
Gotta
I'll
say,
say,
thank God for no meow in this.
I'll say, villains, if you don't like Honchcrow, I am sorry. You will get better options in the future. Please hang around.
Hey, Honchcrow, hey, he can do some things.
I do
I'm
like the
Yeah.
sure we're gonna
idea.
be surprised.
I do like the idea of villain versus hero power ups, and the villains get weaker Pokemon but stronger power ups. But that's a different conversation to be had.
Mm. But we'll give him some pretty cool stuff
Yeah, these
in the
hero
future.
villains stuff is all in beta phase.
And I'm
We're
Mhm.
pretty
we're
sure that
figuring this stuff out.
I'm pretty sure that Wicked Blow is gonna go hard as well.
For sure.
It should be good. Anyone you guys think everyone's gonna overlook? Somebody you think only one person's gonna bring and it's gonna dominate?
Mm.
Hmm.
I think Swalot or Muck.
Swala? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of them.
the two poisons.
Oh,
Um.
I forgot that the Terra
Mm,
types
possible.
were
Yeah,
restricted.
there's only the four
Yeah.
Terras.
Mhm.
Think
Who's
about that.
gonna
I'm gonna ask
be?
that too. What Terra types you think are gonna be the more welcomed?
I
I
feel like that's a little obvious. there's like there's like two that I feel significantly better than the other two.
I think Escavalier is well positioned here, if nothing else.
Oh, that'd be
Bug
fun.
Steel? Yeah.
I think Bug Steel with
Nah,
a
that's
water
good.
immunity ability would probably
And rain. Rain
I'm
being
trying to
around with drizzle and all that.
like I'm trying to look at
Mm.
anything on this list that beats it. Like there's the random Skeledirge and Cargo, but
Yeah.
Skeledirge and Cargo are gonna get destroyed in this one.
That is that's where I'm always curious is what Skeledirge can do though. Skeledirge with a water absorb?
Skeledirge is
Yeah.
scaring me so bad. I
That's
mean, we're
what
not
I'm
supposed to tell
curious
them
on.
that. But
I mean, that one
I'm gonna say,
I'm sure that one stands out pretty easy.
yeah. I was gonna say for the players, don't take our advice too seriously, because
we
we're
haven't
just
we
theory
haven't played the
crafting here.
formats yet. Your mock battle
Yeah,
is gonna tell you way more than what this is gonna tell you.
absolutely.
Mhm.
As a reminder to the players, please mock. Please don't
For
end up
real.
like some of the players this week.
Nah, sometimes it's easy to tell who mocked and who didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
can look at
need
who
to
poop brought
detain
Mega
him.
Nancy.
All right. Any final thoughts, or one more time? What do you guys think of? Fox, you said there were two in mind. Which two you think?
Yeah, I said Mucker
Oh
Swallow.
no, for the Terra types.
Oh shit. Um, I think water and ground are significantly better than all the
The
others.
water and ground.
Than the other two.
But then again, grass beats water and ground if you don't have Sap Zipper. But that's a if
Yeah.
that's.
See,
I mean, you Earth
I'm
Eater or
leaning
Water
towards
Absorb.
grass and poison.
Poison.
Gas and
Interesting.
poison.
Why
We'll really
poison?
have to find out.
Actually,
Poison, I
yeah,
think is
no,
the word.
no, you're right. Poison actually may not be. The only reason poison may be is because grass might be significant.
There's also, I mean, I guess toxic spikes as well. There's more than a few toxic Pokemon in here.
You know, there's a
It's
few
a
poisons around.
it's a rock paper scissors kind of
It is.
situation.
It is. That's always fun to have for sure.
It's rock, paper, scissors, but everyone has rock and paper.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts? Do we don't have the weekly matchups yet, do we?
No, because we're waiting on the
Yeah.
elimination
Yeah.
battle to know
Okay.
which team is gonna have to block a player from the opposite
Right.
team.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So those will be coming out later. We'll get to see those. We won't discuss future matchups because we don't know what they are yet. Um. Yeah. Anyone else? Final thoughts?
I'm very glad there's no sniper on the list of abilities.
Final thoughts. Just wishing everyone has a great time and great battles, and not getting too frustrated with the immunities because there's a lot.
Mhm.
It might lead to some frustrations. Yeah. Understand that this is like you said early on into this. We come. These are week to week things. We don't spend a lot of time on each format, so there's
And we
going to be
know we
things.
create hell for you sometimes, but
And
that's the
yeah,
fun of the game.
that,
That's
that's
what I love.
that's why. If somebody has a question that I don't fully have an answer for, my only answer for you is gonna be because of chaos. We're us moderators are we enjoy watching the chaos unfold. It's fun. So just enjoy the ride. It's this one's all for fun. It's not a seriously competitive thing. It's for enjoyment, but we get competitive with it.
Can't help it.
Fox, anything to end?
Nah, I don't got nothing else to say.
All right, and with that, we'll wrap it up. Good luck on all your matches, and may the best player win.